Last week, I ran an experiment. I wanted to know, not guess, not assume. Actually know what my internet provider has been quietly collecting on me. And what I found? It completely changed how I use the internet. If your internet provider printed out everything they know about you, would you be comfortable handing that document to your boss, your family, the government? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're gonna wanna close apps, change settings, and probably question every connection you've made this month. Here's exactly what I did. I used my own home internet connection, the same one I use every day. I ran a DNS query log capture, a live network packet analyzer, and I submitted a formal data request to my ISP. I'll leave the links to the tools in the description. All legal, all documented, all real. I was looking for 4 specific things. 1, my browsing history. 2, my physical location data. 3, which apps were sending data silently. 4, who else could that data reach? Do you actually know what leaves your device every single time you connect to Wi-Fi? Most people don't, and after today, you will. Let's talk about your browsing history. I know what you're thinking. I don't visit anything bad, so who cares, right? Wrong. That is completely the wrong way to think about this. Your ISP doesn't just log which websites you go to. They log timestamps, frequency, duration. They see when you wake up in the morning because that's when your first search hits Google. They see when you can't sleep because that's when you're scrolling at 2 a.m. How much does your internet provider know about your daily routine? And have you ever once consented to that? When I pulled my own DNS query logs, I could reconstruct my entire week. The news I was reading, the medical symptoms I searched for, the banks I visited, the products I browsed. And that was just the browsing data. Wait until you see what the location data looked like. Here's the part that genuinely made me stop and stare at the screen. My internet provider didn't just know my city. They knew my neighborhood, the street. Because your fixed broadband IP address is registered to your physical address. It's in their system the moment you sign up. And if you're on mobile data, your telecom is logging which cell towers your phone pings and triangulating your position continuously. Somewhere right now, there is a record of everywhere you have been for the past 6 months. Who do you think is holding that record? I'm not saying someone is sitting there watching you personally, but your data is being collected and kept. It can be requested by authorities. It can also be exposed if there's a breach. And in many countries, including right here, providers are legally required to hand it over to authorities on request with no notification to you. None. Location data is almost innocent compared to what I found in the 3rd test. This one involves apps you have open right now. This is the one that gets people. I opened a live network packet analyzer and watched what was leaving my phone in real time. Apps I had not touched in hours were silently sending data, pinging servers, checking in, uploading metadata. Your ISP sees all of that traffic, not necessarily the content, but the destination, the size of the data packets, the timing. And from that pattern alone, a trained analyst can reconstruct a detailed picture of your life. If someone could watch every app on your phone silently phoning home, right now, in the background, what would that tell them about you that you've never told anyone out loud? The content might be encrypted, but the pattern? The pattern is wide open. Here's the twist that most tech channels won't tell you. Your ISP is not even the biggest threat, because your ISP collects data on you, but they can also share it with government agencies on request, with data brokers through legal loopholes, with advertising networks through affiliate agreements buried inside terms of service nobody reads. There is a multi-billion-dollar global market for aggregated user data, your data, anonymized in theory. But researchers have proven over and over again that anonymized data is shockingly easy to re-identify. When did you last actually read what your internet provider's privacy policy says they're allowed to do with your data? I read mine after this experiment. The language is vague enough to drive a truck through, which means right now, you are probably more exposed than you realize. I didn't build this video to scare you into paralysis. I built it so you know exactly what to do next. 3 moves, right now, tonight. 1, switch to encrypted DNS. Cloudflare 1.1.1.1 or NextDNS. 5-minute setup. This single change stops your ISP from reading every domain name you query. It's the lowest effort, highest impact move on this list. 2, use a trustworthy VPN for sensitive browsing. A real VPN encrypts your traffic so your ISP sees a tunnel, not your activity. But And this matters. Some VPNs are doing the exact same data collection as your ISP. We're doing a full breakdown on that in the next video. Stay subscribed. 3. Audit your app background data permissions. Go into your phone settings right now. Any app that doesn't need internet access while you're not using it, cut it off. 30 seconds per app. Do it tonight. You lock your front door before you sleep. So why are you leaving your entire digital life wide open every time you connect to the internet? The tools exist. The knowledge is right here. The only question is whether you act on it. Most people scroll past this. You didn't. That means you already know something's off. If you're not subscribed, fix that now. Every week, I expose how your data is being used, who's watching, and what you can do about it. Real tests, real tools, no fluff. Subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Next, I'm testing real VPNs, and some of them leak worse than your ISP. Don't miss it.